all-out war.
There are no circumstances that will prevent me from continuing to challenge the bigotry emanating from the presidency and policy. I will not stop, and I promise you, this president is going to, he's going to be brought down. Yeah. He's going to be brought down. He has to be brought down. And I don't mean physically. I'm talking about politically. We will bring him down. He will be impeached again. I thank you.
They talk a lot of noise, but these guys are weak. That's why they're over here trying to bully people. Bullies are always weak. The difference is they expect Democrats to kind of be the nice guys that we are. They expect us to take the punch and say thank you. Well, I am here to tell you, not only are we going to punch back, but we about to beat you down.
You crazy.
You know, isn't it a sad state of affairs that that's where we're at, okay? And, you know, Donald Trump, Greg Abbott, Ken Paxton have left us no choice. That's the reality. Nobody came looking for this, right? We had a system of free and fair elections. We have maps that are regularly drawn, voted on by...
Okay, so I just want to stop there because that's what she really thinks. She's a lying heifer right here because she knows what they've done in the blue states.
Legislatures approved and signed off on by governors. This is the way the system works until this comes in. And so, you know, they've left us no choice. It's not where anyone wants to be. I can tell you that governors I know, maybe with the exception of this person in Texas, evidently, we want our constituents represented. We want the voices heard. Whether you vote for me or not, I want your voice to count. I want your vote to count. Unlike Greg Abbott, who doesn't want your voice to count and doesn't want your vote to count, nor does Donald Trump, nor does Ken Paxton, because they're proposing to completely rewrite a map out of nowhere to take away the votes and the voices of Texans. And the message is, not only does this have an impact on Congress, which impacts all of America, it also is something that you don't want to see spread. You don't want to see spread.
You see the props behind her going, and we don't want to see this spread. Oh, you're damn right you don't want to see this spread. Oh, you didn't expect this, did you?
But Abbott, Paxton, Trump, they leave states with no choice. I want to make sure that people have access to health care. I don't want to see further cuts to Medicaid or to housing or to veterans or to poor little kids who need to eat. Okay? So that is why it becomes an issue for a governor in New York and a governor in Illinois and a governor in Massachusetts, governors all around the country.
So Governor, does that mean you're actually redistricting?
I'm sorry?
You're planning to perhaps move forward on a redistricting plan in Massachusetts?
We just did that. We're going to follow the rules. I don't know if the Secretary of State wishes to comment. But...
Okay, so I don't know if you heard the question. And the reporter who asked her a question was basically looking to submarine her. And he's like, hey, so are you going to respond by redistricting yourself? And the answer to her question was, oh, we already did that. Oh, wait a minute. So you just did it in Massachusetts, but you're mad that Texas is doing it. I want you to remember that. We just did it. We already did that. We already took away all the stuff I was telling you we want for everybody else. But how's it okay for you to do it? Because I'm a Democrat. That's why.
We just went through a customary and orderly process just a few years ago.
We already did it. So, I guess nobody in that audience, maybe that one reporter who she shut down. Excuse me, Miss Healy? Yeah, okay. So what percentage of the vote did President Trump and the Republicans get? Okay, that's an easy thing to think. How many Republican representatives are in the state of Massachusetts after you blew it out with your own redistricting? That you just said, oh, we already just did it. So how many Republicans are in the House of Representatives from Massachusetts? Would have been the question to ask. Well, the answer to that question is 0. 0. There is not one Republican from the state of Massachusetts in the House of Representatives. Not one. Zero. They did their redistricting and completely destroyed the Republicans forever. You can never come back here ever again. We're going to give you this. This is over here by the railroad tracks. Oh, I'm sorry, there's only 5 people living there. That's all you get. There is zero Republicans in the House of Representatives who represent Massachusetts. And she's screaming. But why would you be screaming? You already won. You already did it in Massachusetts, didn't you? Oh, okay.
The timing of this, can you talk to me about this? Why do this in a census off year when you just redistricted in 2021?
Because we can.
I think she just pooped herself. I think she just blew it all over her. Why would you guys do this? Because we can. Perfect answer. Go pound sand, eat crap. The revolution is on. I told you we were in a civil war, and now tonight I am going to prove to you we are in a civil war without any equivocation. And he just fired a shot and said, we're doing it because we can. What do you got now, sweetie?
The votes. It's legal for us to do so. It's legal for us to draw the lines based on political performance. We have 3 Hispanic predominated districts in South Texas that we believe that we can carve out for Republican leadership in the United States Congress. It's going to be a good thing for Texas. I don't spend any time thinking about what happens in California, Illinois, or New York. I'm here to protect Texas and ensure that our voices are heard.
So, because you can, why should you, though?
I understand. That was the best comeback she could. Oh, ask him why he should. That's all you could come back? I know you can, but why should you? So we could win, moron. Why should you beat the hell out of your opponent? That's how you play the game. We're playing to win. Oh, I get it. You're not used to Republicans playing this game. You're used to having the Washington Generals. People just played along. And Donald Trump came in. He was going to do some things in the first term. You screwed him. You screwed America. And now that game plan is actually being activated. And all of a sudden, I think in the last 24 hours, people realized, oh, poop. Checkmate. Checkmate. Why would you do this, man? You shouldn't have to.
Because it's good for our party, it's good for our state, and we need to ensure that Donald Trump's agenda continues to be enacted throughout his second term. And we as Republicans see this as the difference between Democrats trying to impeach President Trump again during the second half of his final term as president of the United States, or accomplishing the agenda that all the voters in Texas by a significant majority sent him to accomplish.
So you're doing this for President Trump?
Oh, this is a national news station. She looks like she wants to cry, or she's sitting on soiled diapers, one of the two, and she can't believe what she's hearing. She can't believe, are they really going to do this? Oh, honey, it's coming. It's the end. I can hear Jim Morrison singing, this is the end. Oh, it's over, baby.
Oh, we're doing this for Texas. President Trump doesn't call me. I don't think he has my phone number. But what I would submit to you is this is the best thing for Texas and its representation in the United States Congress.
All right, so let me explain this to you, what exactly is happening and why this is the end of the Democrat Party. They've gone to court over a number of years. They have tried to stop gerrymandering by the Republicans. The Republicans tried to stop it from Democrats. And then, of course, it went all the way up and it said, yes, you can do gerrymandering. And so the Republicans, prior to Trump, just sat back and took the loss. As Massachusetts, goose egg. As Illinois, just about goose egg. California, all the big states, New York, they made it, okay, now we're going to just stomp these guys out and, do whatever we can to make sure they don't have any opposition. And we're going to keep these margins very, very close until Donald Trump showed up. And Donald Trump started talking to these different states and said, y'all need to do the same thing. What do you mean? You need to go in and start redrawing these things and shut them out. What do you mean? Massachusetts, there are no Republicans, right? So right now we've got a 5, 6, 7 point lead, right? In terms of the voting, yeah. Well, what if we got ourselves to a 20, 25, or 30 person lead? Oh, we'd own them. Yeah. So here's how you do it. You, in Texas, go ahead and redistrict. Ooh, just picked up 5. Really? Wow. How about you over in, I don't know, Nebraska? Why don't you do it? Now Nebraska is going to redraw its congressional districts before 2026. This would prevent Don Bacon's 2nd district from being flipped blue next year and make it easier for a Republican to win that electoral vote in 2028. Should this happen, it actually gives a Republican presidential candidate a pathway to the White House without Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, or Michigan. They need only the Sun Belt states. And Trump's going after these states one at a time. Go ahead and draw the lines. Shut them out. So let me show you what exactly I'm talking about, because when you see it, it actually is going to make you just go nuts. I want you to look at this map. And when you look at this map, what you're seeing, this is the congressional maps across the country and all the different districts. Okay, you can see that. Most of the districts are red. The blue is on the outside. And so what President Trump or whoever in his staff said, you know what? They all gerrymandered. They gerrymandered New York. They gerrymandered here. They gerrymandered there. Now, what happens if Texas decides to do some gerrymandering and removes all this blue? What if Florida removes all this blue? What if this state, I don't know what state it is, but all these states start eliminating the blue? What happens if we just gerrymander the F out of this map and choke the life out of the Democrats? Here's why that's important. The Democrats can't respond. Why? Because they've already gerrymandered the crap out of their areas. Look at Massachusetts up in here. There's nothing red. They've already shot the proverbial load. They have nothing left. And now they're all sitting back going, oh my gosh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. And as people are starting to look at this, now it's starting to take shape. And here it is. The GOP's map advantage is huge. Dems are afraid. No, they're more than afraid. They're terrified. Picture Congress like a giant scoreboard where changing the field lines changes the game. Blue states have already pushed their maps as far as they can go. There's nothing left to tweak. You can't reload. This was like the perfect rope-a-dope, and they didn't even know they were boxing. They decided they were going to go all in years ago and screw Republicans. And the Republicans just went, that's just how it is. And now you got a guy going in and saying, go redraw your map. They've already done everything they can, and they're still this far behind. Once we start redrawing, it's over. And they can't even respond. That's why the Democrats are freaking out. Texas, red states, they've got plenty of space to redraw and win even bigger. Texas and Florida alone could get 10 more seats just by moving the line. Remember, there's a 4, 5, 6 vote margin right now. They can't increase their margins. They're done. The Republicans are sitting back going, oh, we could do this in Texas? We could do it in Florida? That's 10 more just in 2 states. Now you're looking at a 16 to 18 point margin. Throw in Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, and others, and Republicans could add over 15 seats. Democrats are stuck with only California and New York to work with. I got to check the chat, because right about now, light bulbs got to be going off going, oh, now you know why they're fighting. And understand, they're not fighting. There's no fight here. It's just complaining. It's already been written. You can't stop what's coming. We've been saying it for years. You cannot stop what's coming, and now it's staring them right in the face. They're standing in front of a locomotive, and there's nothing you can do. You can't sue. There's nothing. You can't do anything. You are currently at the mercy of Donald Trump. That's probably why he's like, okay, you guys want to play ball, hardball? You want to try to bribe me and tell me I got to give you billions? Okay, that was the last straw. Bam. Texas redistricts. I don't know who came up with it, Trish. I don't know whose idea it was, but it's absolutely flippin' brilliant. There's nothing you can do. That's the best part about it. All they can do is watch what's about to happen. It makes them dangerous. It makes them violent, but they can't stop what's coming. You don't have no place to redistrict. You already took it all. Maura Healey said it at the press conference. Yeah, we did ours last year. Yeah, and there's 0 Republicans up there. How many can they pick up in Cali? None. They've already done it. It's already preordained. They spent here. Let me show you again. Okay. Let me go ahead and show you this map. I'm sorry it's so small, but it did fit. But when you look up here, you can see there's Massachusetts completely maxed out. There's Connecticut, and if you start looking at New York, is very hardly anything. California, you got a few, but you can't do it again. There's no place to really draw it. So when Gavin Newsom says, I'm going to redraw, I'm like, how? You got nothing left. You've already taken all the big cities. That's why they're fighting, and they can't stop it. Yeah, they have 9 Republican seats in California. If you redistrict and took away those 9, you're still not going to make it. They're going to stack up 15 or 20. There's nothing. I want you to leave here tonight and go realize there's nothing they can do. Nothing. And that's why they're freaking out, because they're about to lose their shirt. Let's see here. Can't believe the Republicans have let this slide until now. That's something to wonder. Why did you let it happen? Why did you sit back and just decide that you're gonna be the Washington Generals? The Washington Generals, I refer to, just so you guys know, the Washington Generals is the team that the Harlem Globetrotters used to play and make look stupid. They were just there to just be on the court while they're going just making you look like the stupid white guys that you are. And now you got somebody who's not going to be part of your game plan, which is another reason why I think he's about to federalize Washington, D.C. It's not about cleaning it up. It's not about making sure there's no homeless people there. It's because once they do that, well, you're going to see how the laws are different, because now everything there is federal, not District of Columbia. Whoever came up with this plan and said, here's how we do it. Here's how we render these people completely irrelevant. And they won't be able to do anything. Nothing. Exactly. Nessun dorma. And if you start listening to it out there and start seeing some of this stuff, you'll realize. That's why I asked Brian, is this a foregone conclusion? Is it fait accompli? Is it done? Is there nothing they can do? Nope. Nothing. You can delay the inevitable. You can't stop the inevitable. They already have the power. It's just a matter of getting your butts back here, whatever they need to do, and you're done. So it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. It's going to happen. And so I know some of you guys are sitting back and going, number one, why the hell didn't we do this before? Yes. And number two, is it just can't sue? You can't do anything. You're done. That's why they're freaking out. That's why Massachusetts and Illinois and California are all freaking out, because they realize now they're trying to make it a national issue, even though it's just about Texas. This has nothing to do with Massachusetts. They're turning it into a national issue because they have to. They're trying, and they're hoping that people just run out into the streets. Here, let me show you this one. The real reason the Democrats are afraid of gerrymandering, this breakdown ends the Democrat Party. So before we go there, let me go ahead and play this video, because this guy really explained this really well. Okay, listen to this. It's only like 60 seconds long, but I'll come back to this tweet.
This is why Democrats are so scared of gerrymandering. Because every blue state is already gerrymandered to the maximum possible extent. None of these states have a Republican congressperson. These states have one Republican congressperson, and these states have 2 to 5. Which means the only states that they could gerrymander more to get rid of Republicans would be California and New York. Those are their only options. Whereas Republican states are not as gerrymandered, so they have tons of options and tons of places where they could do so right now. And if every Republican state starts gerrymandering, it adds up very quickly. Like Texas and Florida alone could add 10 plus seats, but when you factor in Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, and other smaller red states, Republicans could gain over 15 seats in the House. And Donald Trump is going to pursue this strategy, which is why J.D. Vance is in Indiana right now. Because Indiana could gerrymander to gain 2 plus seats.
This is too much when you look at it. Okay, this is why Democrats are so scared, because every blue state is already gerrymandered to the maximum possible extent. None of these states has a Republican congressperson. Imagine that. Okay, as you're looking at this list, you know full well there are people, lots of people in these states who are Republicans, who are MAGA. And none of them have any representation. Maura Healey just talked, your vote has to count, unless you're in Massachusetts. Your vote has to count, unless you're in Rhode Island. They've already done it. The thing that they're complaining about, they've done, and they've shut out an entire population. Good luck being a Republican or MAGA in Connecticut. You get 0. You get nothing, sir. So how in the hell can you guys go out in public and say, oh, they're trying to take people's votes away? Because the idiots don't know this. The people on television aren't going to tell you, oh, Trump, look what Trump's doing. You mean exactly what all these states have already done? And they've gerrymandered to the hilt? And these 3 states only have one Republican congressperson. And it goes on, whereas Republican states are not as so gerrymandered, like you said. And if every Republican state starts gerrymandering, it adds up. They're done. They're done. That's why they're freaking out. Nobody's really talking about it, and now you're finding out that's what their problem is.